Chrysler is working to develop a system that integrates electric motors with fixed gear transmissions. GM is releasing an average of 1 new hybrid model every 3 months for the next 2 years. So we are taking steps in the right direction. American automakers are on the move. But we have to do more. They can't do it on their own. They need a partner in the White House. And when I am president, you will have that partner to make sure that we are rebuilding American manufacturing. We won't just support the auto workers in Michigan who built the auto industry and keep it strong in good times and bad. We won't just revive and strengthen our automakers. We're going to revive and strengthen all of American manufacturing. These have been disastrous years for our manufacturers. We've lost nearly 4 million good-paying jobs, including hundreds of thousands here in Michigan, and more than 36,000 manufacturers have closed their doors. We cannot afford to continue down this path. Manufacturing supports 1 in 6 American jobs, jobs that pay more and offer better benefits than other jobs, and we have a stake in saving them. So it's time to recapture the spirit of innovation that has always fueled American economic success. It's time we had an economy that was driven not just by foreign debt, but by the power of America's imagination. It's time to tap the ingenuity of engineers and entrepreneurs, policy experts, and working people to meet the challenges of our time. And that's what this election is all about. So while this is a moment of challenge, it's also a moment of opportunity. And the question you'll face in November is, which candidate can lead America to seize those opportunities? Now, that's a good guess. When John McCain came to Michigan in January and said that we couldn't bring back all the jobs that have been lost back to America, he was right. We can't bring back every single job. But where he was wrong was in suggesting that there's nothing we can do to replace those jobs or create new ones, to build off the incredible skill of the workforce here in Michigan and throughout the Midwest, and to build off the expertise that we created in manufacturing over decades here in this region. Where he was wrong was not offering policies and new solutions that are different from what George Bush has been offering over the last 7.5 years. That was wrong. That's essentially giving up. And that's not what this country is all about. I won't stand here and tell you we're going to be able to bring back every job or that we're going to stop every single job from going overseas. But what I will tell you is that we can stop giving Bush tax breaks to companies that ship our jobs overseas. We can give those tax breaks to companies that are investing right here in America. I can tell you that instead of opposing job training similar to what's being offered at MTech, like John McCain has, we can make sure every American has the skills to compete in a global economy. We don't have to stand idly by while foreign competitors outpace us in making the cars of the future. I'm running for president to make sure that the cars of the future are made where they've always been made, right here in Michigan. Because the fight for American manufacturing is the fight for America's future, and I believe that's a fight that this country will win. And so today I'm announcing a manufacturing agenda that will lift up hardworking families, strengthen innovative companies, and foster our common prosperity. The first part of this agenda is investing in clean energy, because that isn't just how we get gas prices under control, combat climate change, and free ourselves from the tyranny of oil. It's also how we're going to expand American manufacturing, create quality jobs, and grow our economy. And that's why I'm going to invest $150 billion over 10 years in the green energy sector. This is going to create up to 5 million new green jobs. Those are jobs that pay well and they can't be outsourced. And I'll be a president who finally keeps the promise that's made year after year after year by providing domestic automakers with the funding they need to retool their factories, to make fuel-efficient and alternative fuel cars. In my own state of Illinois, We've got the oldest continually operating Ford assembly plant outside of Michigan, so I understand why it's so important to bring our auto industry into the 21st century. We are going to make sure that batteries are being made here in the United States that will fuel the kinds of cars that we're going to be driving in the future. We are going to make sure that our auto industry has a partner in Washington. They won't have to wait 1 year, 2 years, 3 years to meet with the President of the United States. They're going to want to meet with me in the first 1 month that I'm in office, because I'm going to be a partner who's going to make sure that we're rebuilding the American auto industry. Here's what else we're going to do. We're going to invest $10 billion a year in creating a clean technologies development, deployment venture capital fund. And that's going to help fill a critical need. Today, 85% of North America's automated research is done right here in Michigan. But too often, breakthrough technologies that are invented in America end up getting built overseas because the cost of getting these new technologies commercialized. This government-backed fund that I'm going to create will help solve this problem by creating an initiative right here in Michigan that will accelerate the development and deployment of cutting-edge vehicle technologies. Just to take an example, this fund will help American companies build batteries for plug-in hybrid vehicles so we don't have to buy them from abroad anymore. That's how we'll make sure American automakers continue to lead the world. That's how we're going to make sure that American manufacturers don't just survive, but actually thrive in the 21st century. So that's part number one. Part number two of my agenda is making sure that manufacturers are getting the support that they need from Washington. Here in Michigan, you've got the Michigan 21st Century Jobs Fund, a state initiative that helps businesses with the most innovative proposals to create new products and jobs in this state. I believe that's an approach we need to replicate all across the country. And that's what I'll do as president, by creating an advanced manufacturing fund that will invest in innovation and job creation in places that have been hard hit by the decline in manufacturing. We're also going to make sure that the research and development tax credit is permanent, so we can encourage companies to do the research and create jobs right here in America. And we're going to stop slashing funding for the Manufacturing Extension Partnership. Instead, we're going to double it. This program has helped create and protect over 50,000 jobs in 2006 alone, and has been proven to increase the productivity of small and medium-sized manufacturers by up to 16%. That's the kind of smart investment that will help us rebuild American manufacturing and make America more competitive. Number three, we're going to invest in America's long-term competitiveness by putting a college degree within reach of all Americans. And by helping community colleges like Macomb develop associate degree programs in things like green technology to help make sure that the next generation of workers have the skills they need to build the cars of the future. And we're going to finally solve our healthcare crisis once and for all. This is a crisis not only for the 47 million people who don't have health insurance. It's a crisis for those who do have health insurance but are seeing their premiums going up and up and up. So unions can't even negotiate for higher wages these days. All they're spending their time on is negotiating to keep the health benefits that they have. But it's also hampering our economic competitiveness. We've all heard how healthcare accounts for about $1,500 for every car that's made in America, and we've got to change that. And that's why, unlike John McCain, I actually have a universal health care plan. It's a plan that says if you've got health insurance, if your employer is doing the right thing, we're going to help that employer save $2,500 per family per year. Those savings are going to be passed on to the workers, and it's going to reduce the costs for businesses. And we're not going to do it 20 years from now or 10 years from now. We're going to do it by the end of my first term as president. We're going to make sure if you don't have health insurance, that you can buy health insurance that's as good as the health care I have as a member of Congress. And there won't be any exclusions for pre-existing conditions. And if you can't afford it, we're going to subsidize you. We're going to make sure that every single person has coverage. And if you're a senior citizen, we're going to make sure that you've got the prescription drugs that you need at a fair price, because we're going to negotiate with the drug companies to get us the best price on drugs. Finally, if we want to fight for manufacturers here at home, then we've got to fight for them around the world.